Think of getting rich today less like a straight line and more like a video game. There are all these different character classes, right? And each one has its own unique path to beating the final boss, financial freedom. So let's dive into the modern playbook.
All right, let's get real for a second. Beyond the Instagram gurus and the stock-picking bros, how do people actually build fortunes in this day and age? The answers? Well, they might be a lot more varied and frankly a lot wilder than you think.
Okay, so first up, we've got what we're calling the paths of fortune. And for these archetypes, getting rich isn't about skill or strategy or hard work. It's about being in the right place at the right time. Pure, simple luck.
First on the list, the inheritor. And let's be honest, this path is pretty much closed to 99.9% of us. You don't choose this life, it chooses you. There's no grind, no risk involved, just the incredible luck of the cosmic draw.
Now the mindset here is just something else. The source material puts it so bluntly, you gotta love it. They spawn from a rich person's balls. I mean, there's no struggle for survival here. Existential dread? Sure, maybe. But I gotta think it hits a little softer when you're cruising in a Lambo on your way to a casual Tuesday golf game.
Our second luck-based archetype is, well, let's just say a lot more strategic. Meet the gold digger. This isn't just random chance. Oh no. This is a calculated, long-term play that uses charm and a whole lot of patience to land a massive inheritance.
And this just lays out the playbook perfectly, doesn't it? It's pure performance art from beginning to end. Picture this. His skeptical kids confront you about the $100 million estate, and you just gasp. Pure, wide-eyed innocence. It's this high-stakes waiting game where the jackpot is basically guaranteed. You just have to outlast the clock. Okay, let's shift gears. We're moving away from pure luck and into the paths of patience. This is where the grind comes in, and we're going to look at two very different ways to do it. The slow marathon versus the all-out sprint.
So first up, you've got the classic, the average Joe. This is the blueprint most of us were probably handed, right? Go to school, land a decent job, climb that corporate ladder, save up for retirement. It's safe, it's predictable, and you know what? It generally works.
So here's where it gets interesting, because it's all about the trade-off. The average Joe, he's playing the long game, 40 years for a nice, comfortable retirement. But then you've got this other character, the NPC, the non-player character. This person treats life like a video game that needs to be min-maxed. They go for a brutal 15-year sprint of extreme saving. We're talking a lifestyle of rice and frozen veggies. But the prize? Total freedom. Financial independence, maybe by 40. So you see, two grinders, but man, two totally different end games.
All right, buckle up. We're leaving the world of slow and steady and heading into the high-stakes gambles. This is the digital Wild West, where fortunes can literally be made and lost overnight.
And here we have our first resident of the Wild West, the meme coin millionaire. Let's be real, this isn't investing. This is basically buying a lottery ticket that happens to have a Shiba Inu on it. It's the absolutely wild story of turning a complete joke into life-changing cash.
I mean, this path is just pure, beautiful chaos. It starts with a late-night text from a buddy. You YOLO $100 into some coin with a name you can't even say in polite company, like Boner. And then you just forget about it. A month goes by, you check your wallet, and that $100 is suddenly $4 million. So what's the first move? A financial advisor. Nope. You immediately go buy an M4. It's the perfect encapsulation of getting rich off pure internet insanity.
Okay, so next up is a more, let's say, classic high-stakes player, the gambler. This person isn't riding some weird internet wave. They're trying to literally bend the laws of probability to their will, betting everything on one single, heart-stopping moment.
Just imagine it. You walk into a casino with $100. You put it all on black at the roulette table. It hits, so you let it ride. It hits again. And again, you do this 13 times in a row. That initial $100 has just exploded into over $1 million. You haven't just gotten lucky, you've done something that is statistically almost impossible. The pit boss is sweating, security is watching you. That is wealth creation as a pure shot of adrenaline.
Now we get to what the source calls maybe the riskiest play on the entire list, the OnlyFans creator. And this is a gamble where the stakes aren't just money, they're deeply personal, and they're permanent.
The potential upside here is just insane. I mean, look at this. The top 1% of creators can pull in more money in a year than the highest paid NBA stars. But, and this is a huge but, you have to understand what it takes to get there. The source calls it Olympic-level digital hustling. It's an incredible amount of work. And for the other 99%, the gamble often doesn't pay off. But the content you created, well, that's on the internet forever.
All right, for our final category, we have the paths of mastery. These are the folks who build their empires not on a lucky roll of the dice, but on pure skill, talent, and just relentless obsessive work.
First in this category is the entrepreneur. This is the person who looks at a normal 9-to-5 job and just feels their soul shrivel up. They actively choose chaos and uncertainty over a steady paycheck. And this quote just nails their entire motivation. You'd rather starve chasing something real than be fed doing something dead. It's all about that chase. So after years of failed ideas, living off ramen, working from a beat-up laptop, one idea finally hits. An app gets bought for $2 million. But for the true entrepreneur, the money is almost secondary. The real win was the grind itself. Next up, we have the modern media mogul, the influencer. You know the story. It starts with posting some seriously cringe content from their bedroom. But they stick with it, they slowly build a following, and then, boom, the brands start calling. They learn how to monetize that audience, slinging everything from dropship flitties to sketchy supplements. They're playing the game. And honestly, they're playing it damn well. And finally, we have the one of one. This is the person who gets rich for one simple reason. They are undeniably, irrefutably the absolute best in the world at what they do. It doesn't matter if it's sports or art or competitive eating, mastery at that level, it always pays. But here's the kicker. How much it pays can be wildly different. You take someone like LeBron James, the undisputed GOAT of basketball, and he's pulling in over $117 million a year. Now compare that to Efren, the magician Reyes, who's arguably the greatest pool player who ever lived. His estimated net worth is around $2 million. So here's the key takeaway. Being the best in the world is a path to wealth for sure, but your final paycheck is totally dependent on how much money is flowing through your chosen industry. So after walking through all these different archetypes, the lucky ones, the grinders, the gamblers, the masters, it really all boils down to one final thought. For some people, wealth is the entire point. It's the yachts, the freedom, the not having to worry. But for others, the real prize, the real reward, is the struggle itself. It's the hustle, the process of building something out of nothing. So I'll leave you with this. What's the real prize here? Is it the money or is it the grind?